Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Safety Lab X Eros road cycling helmet. When it comes to bicycle helmets, there are a lot of brands and models to choose from, and today we have an interesting model. We're going to be looking at the Safety Labs X Eros, which is our most expensive road cycling helmet. Now in terms of packaging, really simple. You have a cardboard box with Safety Labs logo on here. Obviously the box has seen better days. It's taken some abuse during shipping. This is a CE mark version, medium navy blue. I'll go ahead and take it out of the box and we'll go over the specs. So retail price on this is $74.99, which is quite affordable. It uses a standard in-mold construction, which means there's a polycarbonate mesh shell on the outside that's bonded to EPS foam on the inside. It uses their Pro 360 adjustable dial system to really get it comfortable. As you can see, really large ventilation holes for even the hottest days, and has an aerodynamic profile as well for optimal performance. It's available in 4 colors. What we have here is navy. It's also available in black, a fluorescent green, and white. In terms of what comes in the box, you get the helmet itself, a little plastic bag to keep it in place, and a little instruction manual. So no fancy bag or any of the other premium type features you'd see with more expensive helmets. So now let's take a look at the weight of the helmet. This is one of their lightest helmets, and this is the size medium for reference. Comes in at $290, so definitely on the lighter end. Now despite the budget price of the X Eros helmet, it actually looks quite premium in person. So you have a very aggressive side profile with this flat aerodynamic top. You have large front vents, and you can see how thick the shell actually is. And what we like about the navy blue color scheme is that you get this contrasting teal inner structure. So you can see this little inner hoop that wraps all the way around, and then a second piece here that provides some nice visual contrast. So there's no visor or accommodation for a visor. And also what's missing here is that there is no spot for sunglasses. So you might be able to get it through on the more narrow ones, but preferably it would be a little bit wider. So big front air vents, a very aggressive top profile with this little air intake here on top. Side vents on here. You have a single color scheme on the top and bottom. And then on the back, pretty simple, large opening. And again, nice big openings here for air vent. Now what's nice about this, and especially at this price point, you can see that the external shell actually wraps all the way in onto the interior. And this is what makes it really look premium. On cheaper helmets, you would actually have exposed foam all the way around the edge. So it's a really nice touch, especially at $75. Now at $75, what you're missing here are some of the fancier premium options like a MIPS liner. So this is just a standard EPS foam helmet, no interior MIPS liner. And again, the foam is a little bit cheaper too. So it is removable, so machine washable, but compared to some other helmets, it's pretty soft, and the fabric just feels a little bit cheaper than you'd see. You also have this little bug catching mesh on here because the windows are so large, it actually helps prevent any bugs or anything from getting through the helmet. You have pretty large internal channels as well to help redirect the air, and a simple plastic buckle design. No magnetic clasp here with simple adjustments. So you can just pop this open and then move it side to side. They feel like standard nylon straps that are fairly soft, and you get a wraparound dial system. So this is much nicer than cheaper helmets that just have a single hoop. So this wraps all the way around your head and really provides a comfortable fit. Really simple branding as well. You just have Safety Labs here on the side, and otherwise it's just a simple solid color. Now let's take a look at the helmet on the road. Here I have a cold weather kit combined with the Eros helmet. You can see the color combination really works well. That teal support hoop cuts through the front and back and gives a nice visual contrast. Otherwise, the helmet has a very premium appearance despite the budget price. It's pretty easy to get the right fit as well with the rear dial and the straps, which are all adjustable. We also appreciate the fact that it has very minimal branding with Safety Lab only written on small print on the sides. Now let's do a little comparison with some other helmets on the market. Now at only $75, the X EROS is really affordable compared to other helmets. You can see here we have the Smith Trace, which is over $200, the POC Ventral Spin, which is almost $300, and the Bollé Furo Aero Helmet, which is about $250. So you can see first thing that I noticed with the X EROS is that it reminded me a lot of the Bollé. So profile-wise, really similar. You have the little top hood scoop, which actually helps funnel some air. And you have that flat, thin profile that really helps it look sleeker and better aerodynamics. Similar designs on the rear. The Furo obviously has a little more color contrast and nice features like the removable vent covers that you don't get with the Safety Lab helmet. But otherwise, pretty similar. So interior wise, this is where I mentioned the foam on more premium helmets tend to be a little nicer. So if you can see here, it's a little more plush on the Bollé versus the more simple padding on the Safety Lab helmet. Now, what makes this more of an aerodynamic helmet is if you were to compare it to like a Smith Trace, which is more of a road cycling helmet. You can see how the EROS has more of a flat top versus the Smith, which is more of a dome shape with more ventilation on the Smith helmet. This is also the Get Wild version, and you get some cool features like their Corroad technology, which is a nice secondary safety feature. So that's the one downside. At $75, you don't get MIPS or any other secondary design. The POC is an interesting comparison. Obviously at $300, you could buy this helmet a couple times, but the POC provides a more visually appealing design with these really bright colors that you don't see with other helmets. It also has a more domey shape to it, and it has their POC spin pads in here. So this is a MIPS equivalent, and it actually has a shearing capability, so it will slide back and forth versus the standard foam. But again, at $75, I think this provides the same styling that you get with much more expensive helmets without the heavy price tag. What we liked about the helmet is the fact that it has a very affordable price. It looks a lot more premium than it really is, and at $75, it's a great value. It also has very large air channels that provide great ventilation, so whether you're doing long climbs or warm weather riding, it's a great option. And again, it has a lot of premium touches like that wraparound shell that hides some of the EPS foam, so it looks a lot more expensive. Some of the negatives with the helmet is the fact that it has thin inner padding, although it is removable with Velcro, and we felt like it just didn't have as much support as other helmets we've ridden with. It also lacks MIPS or other secondary features, which is not surprising at this price point. And finally, it does have limited color option schemes, so there's only a couple solid schemes to choose from, or this blue teal option that we have here in the review. Taking everything into account, we'd give the X EROS helmet an 8.8 out of 10. It's a really sleek and affordable helmet that's a great option whether you're a new cyclist or experienced. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com or follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.